Hey guys, welcome back to Built by Maz. Today I'll be showing you how you can replace your old ceiling fan with something much more modern, functional, and efficient. Our house had a bunch of these outdated and noisy ceiling fans, so I went ahead and replaced them all with fans from Home Depot's Home Decorations collection. These fans all run about $150, but they can totally transform the look of a room, and I'll walk you through the whole process for how to install one. Let's get started. Replacing our master bedroom fan was one of the first things that we did. Not only does this particular ceiling fan have no business being in a mountain home, but as you can see, there are no ceiling lights in the bedroom, so we need a fan that comes with a light. Here's the fan we'll be replacing it with, and I'll put a link in the description. Before we begin, we need to disconnect the power. So I went to my circuit breaker and found the switch for my master bedroom and turned it off. If you want to double check that this is done correctly, just flip on your switches and make sure nothing comes on. Now to remove your old ceiling fan, you've got a couple options. First, you can remove each blade, which are likely held in by some screws like this. Or if you want to skip that step, you can remove the whole fan in one piece by going straight to the mounting hardware, which is located up here by the ceiling. There are a couple screws here holding this cover in place, so we'll need to remove those. With the screws out of the way, you can slide the cover off, exposing the actual fan mount. You'll need to disconnect all the existing wiring that's connecting the fan wires to the ceiling wires. Likely, you'll just need to unscrew a bunch of these little wire connectors, and then make sure you separate all the wires out of the way so nothing is tangled together. Now you can see a couple screws here, but we're looking for the ones that are pointing directly upwards into the ceiling. Most universal fan mounts will have two of these screws, one on each side, and these are what support the fan from falling down. Make sure you actually keep these because we're going to reuse them. Some of these old fans are a bit heavy, so it can be helpful to have two people here. Once we got it removed, I took off all the fan blades just to make it easier to put into a box to take to the dumpster. With that out of the way, we can begin installing the new ceiling fan. We'll begin by installing the new mounting bracket, and we'll be reusing those same screws that were holding up the old fan. The reason being, these screws already match the box that's in your ceiling, and the new ceiling fans don't come with these screws. We'll drive them halfway into place, and then you can slide the mounting bracket on them from the side, and then we can tighten them up the rest of the way. Make sure it feels really secure and that there's no wobble. Next, you'll take the down rod and attach it to the fan motor. We'll remove the cross pin which is going through the middle of this down rod, which you can see right here. We'll do that by unscrewing this top piece, which is called the hanger ball, and the cross pin should pop out. Then you can loosen up this screw on the motor, and then remove this hitch pin and take out another one of these little cross pins from the motor base. You'll notice that the down rod has this hole on the threaded side, which we need to line up with this corresponding hole on the motor base. Run the wiring through the down rod, and then screw it into the motor until the two holes are aligned. Once everything's lined up, you can reinsert the cross pin through both pieces, which will ensure that they don't become separated. Add the hitch pin back in place, and now you'll notice that you can't unscrew the down rod, which is what you want. Tighten up these outer screws again to prevent any wobbling, and we can move on to the next step. We'll feed the wire through three pieces. First, this coupling cover, then this round canopy cover, which is going to cover up some screws later, and then finally, this canopy piece. Slide the ball hanger back down onto the down rod, reinsert the cross pin, and then you can pull the ball hanger up, screwing it into place, which will prevent it from twisting or moving. This is what the whole assembly should look like right now. On the mounting bracket, you'll notice that there's this little notch sticking out. This corresponds to a groove on the hanger ball. Lift the whole assembly onto the mount and rotate it until the notch lines up and it clicks into place. We now need to program our remote and receiver to the same frequency. There are 4 frequency switches on each device, so just make sure they're aligned to the same pattern. In my case, I'm just clicking the number 3 switch upward so that they'll both match. The receiver can then slide into place in this gap in the middle of the mount. Plug it into the corresponding cord coming from the down rod. We'll then use wire connectors to connect all the wires from the fan to the wires in the ceiling. You'll connect all the light colors, which should be 2 black wires, 2 white wires, and 2 green or ground wires. If you have an extra red or other colored wire coming from the ceiling, we won't be needing that, so you can just cap it off. Hide all the wires together, and then we can raise up the canopy and screw it into place, which will cover everything up. You can then slide up this little magnetic ring, which will hide the screws. We can then install the fan blades, which is a pretty simple matter of just screwing them into place from below. You just need to make sure you line up the first blade correctly with the appropriate holes, and there are a couple stickers there to help you line it up. To attach the light fixture, you can just connect the 2 cables and then raise it up and screw it into place. The remote does come with a wall holder, so just find a place on your wall where you want it, screw it into place, and then you've always got a good spot to hold your remote. Turn your power back on at the breaker, make sure the remote and everything works, and if it does, then you're done, and you can enjoy your new ceiling fan. I then repeated this process throughout our home. Removing each old fan might require slightly different techniques depending on the model, but the process should be mostly the same. This living room ceiling fan also utilized 2 switches. This right switch controlled the fan power, and the left switch controlled the fan light. Since the new ceiling fan controls everything with the remote, we won't need this left light switch anymore. I turned off the power, disconnected the switch, and then recapped all these wires, putting them back in the box. I then bought one of these decorative switch plates, which doesn't have any function, it just fits into the old spot. Then I reattached the switch cover, and then screwed the remote holder into place. Here's what the final setup looks like. You have the decorative switch, which is just there for aesthetic purposes. The switch on the right controls the fan power, and the remote will control all the functions. This fan is a slightly different model, but the install process is almost the exact same as the one that I've just showed you. Upgrading your ceiling fan really can make a big difference in a room. It's not too expensive, and this project can be done in an hour or less, even if it's your first time. So if you've got an old and rickety fan you've been wanting to replace, now you know you can do it on your own. Hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe so you catch the next project. And we'll see you next time.